At 11:47 p.m. last night, an event unfolded inside Mitch McConnell's private Senate office that has no precedent in nearly 2.5 centuries of American history. 4 men entered that room. 37 minutes later, they walked out having reached a decision that could bring Donald Trump's presidency to an end in less than 3 days. I need you to grasp how serious this is. This is not chatter. This is not anonymous rumor. This is not another breathless headline engineered for attention. What is taking shape right now represents the most consequential internal rebellion against a sitting president that the modern Republican Party has ever seen. And if you care about what happens to this country over the next 72 hours, you need to be paying attention, because the next 3 days will reveal whether American democracy still has a functioning self-defense mechanism. Let's begin. To understand what happened last night in McConnell's office, you have to understand the week that shattered Donald Trump's control over his own party. This moment did not appear out of nowhere. It was the final rupture after 7 straight days of pressure, losses, and quiet panic. The sequence matters. Tuesday, January 14th. Wisconsin holds an election for its state Supreme Court. This was not a symbolic contest. Wisconsin is a core swing state, and this court will oversee election disputes in both 2026 and 2028. Donald Trump and Elon Musk poured everything into this race: unlimited money, national rallies, a full social media saturation campaign, the entire MAGA apparatus. And they didn't just lose, they were obliterated. A double-digit defeat, a landslide in a state Trump must win to survive politically. Wisconsin sent a clear message, and it wasn't subtle. Wednesday, January 15th. The United States Senate votes 51-48 to strip Donald Trump of his tariff authority over Canada. 4 Republicans break ranks: Mitch McConnell, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Rand Paul. Every Democrat joins them. This detail matters. That morning, Trump personally attacked all 4 senators on Truth Social. He named them, insulted them, threatened primaries, demanded obedience, and they voted against him anyway. That is the moment intimidation stopped working. Thursday, January 16th. The Wall Street Journal, not a liberal paper, not cable news, publishes an editorial headline that detonates inside conservative economic circles: the dumbest trade war in history. The editorial calls Trump's tariffs exactly what they are: taxes on American consumers, taxes destroying supply chains, alienating allies, and accelerating recession risk. That same day, after-hours trading reflects deepening panic. The Japanese bond crisis spills into US markets. Retirement accounts begin bleeding. Wall Street stops pretending. Friday, January 17th. New York State begins enforcing its civil judgment against Trump's business empire. This is no investigation, no warning, seizure. Accounts connected to Mar-a-Lago are frozen. The 40 Wall Street property enters receivership review. Trump is watching the empire that defines his identity dismantle itself under court authority, and there is no appeal that stops the clock. Saturday and Sunday, January 18th and 19th. Quiet emergency meetings ripple through the Republican donor ecosystem. Major contributors suspend funding. Internal polling leaks are catastrophic. Trump trails a generic Democrat by 12 points. Nearly 1/3 of Republicans say they will stay home if he's the nominee. The donor class reaches the same conclusion. Trump is not just toxic, he's fatal. Monday night, January 20th, 11:47 p.m. Mitch McConnell sends a text to 3 senators. Emergency. My office. Now. Now let me explain who these 4 senators are. Because this was not accidental. This was not a casual meeting. This was a calculated alignment. Mitch McConnell. 4 decades in the Senate. The most ruthless parliamentary strategist of his era. He shielded Trump through 2 impeachments. He had the votes to convict after January 6th and chose not to use them. So why now? Here's the part most people forget. On January 6th, McConnell's wife, Elaine Chao, was serving as Secretary of Transportation. She resigned the next day. McConnell had to go home and face the reality that Trump had endangered his own vice president. McConnell never forgave that. Now, with legal walls closing in and electoral collapse imminent, McConnell sees his final move. This is not morality. This is legacy. Susan Collins of Maine represents a state Biden won. She isn't courageous, she's strategic. Maine's economy depends on trade with Canada. Trump's tariffs devastated the lobster industry. When Trump screamed at her last week, she reportedly responded calmly. Maine fishermen are already paying the price. Then she hung up. Lisa Murkowski already defeated Trump once as a write-in candidate. After he tried to destroy her, she learned the secret most Republicans haven't. Trump's endorsement is not invincible. Rand Paul is ideologically immovable. Libertarians believe tariffs are taxes. Paul said it plainly on the Senate floor. He refused to lie. These 4 senators share nothing except this. They are done. According to 3 independent sources, the meeting unfolded like this. They arrived separately, no staff, phones left outside. McConnell opened without pleasantries. We have 72 hours before this party collapses beyond repair. He placed a red folder on the table. Inside, internal RNC polling showing Trump's Republican approval collapsing from 88% to 58%. 64% of independents say they will never vote for him again. 32% of Republicans say they will not vote at all if he's the nominee. Then donor data, Coach Network funding frozen, Fortune 500 CEOs threatening to walk, Wall Street refusing fundraisers, then legal exposure, asset seizures underway, trials scheduled, conviction increasingly likely. McConnell said it plainly. If Trump is the nominee and convicted before November, Republicans lose everything. Then the question, what are the grounds? McConnell produced draft articles of impeachment, already vetted: obstruction, abuse of power, incitement, economic sabotage through tariffs. The document was complete. The meeting lasted 37 minutes. By sunrise, the machine was already moving. Now let me explain the hypocrisy collapsing under its own weight. Grover Norquist. For 30 years, Norquist enforced the anti-tax pledge. Careers died over pennies. A 4.3-cent gas tax ended Democratic control of Congress. Today, Trump's tariffs cost families $3,500 a year, and Norquist is silent. Not a word. The scam is exposed. Tariffs are taxes. Rand Paul said it out loud, and the lie finally broke. Here's how impeachment works. House needs 218 votes. Democrats have 212. Sources confirm more than 6 Republicans are ready. Senate needs 67 votes. Democrats hold 51. 4 Republicans are public. 8 more are waiting. Articles include obstruction, abuse of power, incitement, and economic sabotage. Timeline: House vote within 10 days. Senate trial within 3 weeks. Removal before spring is not theory, it's design. Trump is melting down. Truth Social erupts. Threats escalate. Calls to surround Washington. Law enforcement is on alert. National Guard on standby. Lawsuits flood courts. Not to win, but to delay. Money dries up. And here is the difference this time. This isn't about loyalty. It's about survival. Republicans are counting Senate seats. Donors are cutting checks elsewhere. Courts are closing in with mechanical certainty. This is not politics. This is gravity. And the countdown is already running.